Welcome to Lakers Reign, the podcast of the Los Angeles Lakers.
I feel like I'm on the ball today. I even felt exempted from the law today. It's like this revelation dawned on me. It's so amazing, help support the cause. I get everyone involved.
Get access behind the purple curtain for an exclusive look into the championship pedigree of Los Angeles, the lifestyle, the music, the vibe. Here's your host, Nick Hamilton.
Single shot of whiskey, can make it double. All my people with me.
Welcome, everybody, to another edition of Lakers Reign, where we make it rain on the basketball world from the purple and gold. We're actually on location today at LA Live in the JW Marriott. So sit back, relax. You know we got you covered. Today is going to be a very, very interesting show. I want to discuss a few things that I felt like people are salty about. I mean, the sodium levels are so high right about now. It is absolutely ridiculous behind one comment from your own Lakers player. I don't understand why people are so in awe. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about the Lakers defense. Has it been reborn? The Lakers offense. And oh yes, once again, your man, LeVar Ball, a.k.a. Puffy Knight, better known as the Paul Heyman of basketball, strikes again. But first things first, let's first of all talk about the Lakers defense. Now, for several years, we've known that the Lakers defense has been almost, dare I say, atrocious, awful, whatever other adjective you want to add into it for the last several years. However, coming into this season, and right now, even in this season, the second year of Luke Walton's head coaching position, the Lakers actually ranked 11th in defense, which is a vast improvement. And I know their record may not display it right now. However, sometimes your record doesn't always indicate what you're specifically good at. And I say that because this team is a young and up-and-coming team, right? This team is looking to do better. They're looking to grow. I mean, everybody's growing on this team, whether it was Luke Walton, whether it's Lonzo Ball, who's a rookie, whether it's Brandon Ingram in his second year, whether it's Kyle Kuzma, whether it is Jordan Clarkson, whoever it may be, Larry Nance Jr., Julius Randle, the list goes on and on and on. Whoever it may be, this is a growing team, and that's what people have to understand. The one knock about the Lakers defense is that they were unable to stop anybody, especially in transition. Their transition defense has been absolutely terrible before. Now we are under the Rob Pelinka, Magic Johnson era, and it seems to have a great, vast improvement on the aura of the defense. And even Luke Walton said after Monday's practice, defense wins championships. Now they have to work on the offensive side of the rhythm of the ball. They have to develop an offensive rhythm. They have to develop some more chemistry. They have to be able to be smarter as far as how they delegate the ball, whether it's Lonzo Ball, whether it's Kyle Kuzma, whether it's Jordan Clarkson. They have to be able to distribute the ball a lot better than what they've been doing. And that takes me into my next topic when it comes to Lonzo Ball. Because when you look at Lonzo Ball, everybody's so critical of what Lonzo's going to do or what he doesn't do that he should do. But we often forget that Lonzo is still a rookie. He just turned 20 years old, by the way. If you haven't seen the video, it's all over social media. Shout out to a good friend of mine, Cassie Athena, who's world-renowned when it comes to basketball photography, because she's the one that shot Lonzo Ball's party. He actually rented out a Dave & Buster's and performed some of his songs that he's released in the previous month. So it was cool to see that. It was cool to see Lonzo kind of just loosen up because we know Lonzo, it seems to be kind of guarded sometimes when he's talking to the media. He's very direct. He's very on point. And so you want to be able to kind of see Lonzo in a different light, gotta get him to know what's going to happen, what's going to go on, kind of understand him a little bit. And I think that helps him with the fan base in Lakerland. I think the Laker fans get a chance to really understand him, to really get to know him better beyond his dad, LeVar Ball, who's doing majority of the hype. To me, we always talk about he's Puffy Knight. We always call him the Paul Heyman of basketball for my wrestling fans out there, but he's more like a Bundini Brown. And if you don't know who Bundini Brown is, go back and watch the movie Ali starring Will Smith and Jamie Foxx, and you'll understand what I'm talking about when it comes to LeVar Ball, because that's exactly who he is. If Lonzo was a fighter, he would be Bundini Brown. Let's just put it that way. When you look at Lonzo Ball and you look at his development, he's been really excelling in rebounding. The one thing I would say about Lonzo Ball is when you defend him, though, I don't trust his jumper. His jumper is suspect to me. It needs to be under investigation because I don't trust it. And if I'm a defender, obviously everybody's not going to play him as tough as Patrick Beverly did or even John Wall tried to a few times. If I'm a defender, I'm going to step back. I'm going to see if his jumper is going to make me be more on him or play him away where I can say, okay, you know what? Let's get the rebound. Let's push the ball up the floor, move the tempo, and let's score if I'm the opponent. So I'm worried about Lonzo's jumper right now. He's still learning the business. He's still learning what the league is all about. And until he starts to perfect that jumper where I'm going to treat him like I treat Steph Curry or like I would treat a Chris Paul or somebody of that magnitude, then absolutely not. I'm not going to worry about it. But the one thing you need to worry about, as I've said numerous times on this podcast, the way that Lonzo sees the court, the way he can throw that ball in traffic to his teammate, whether it's Brandon Ingram, whether it's Kyle Kuzma, whether it's Larry Nance Jr., or whoever it may be, the way he sees the court is unlike any other point guard, that I've ever seen. The geometric way he sees the court is absolutely phenomenal. It is absolutely amazing. So you cannot say that, oh, Lonzo Ball is a bust. He's not doing. No, it takes time. We are such in a microwave society where we expect Lonzo Ball to drop 20 points a game. He should have double-doubles in assists and points every game. But guess what? The greats that started out, they weren't always great. Look at Kobe Bryant. Look at Jason Kidd. They didn't start out on fire. They had to learn the game. Now, you have a rare sense of LeBron James because with LeBron's first game, he dropped, 24, 26 points against the Sacramento Kings? Yeah, they're Haley's comments, I like to call it. Something happens every 76 years. Every once in a while, you'll get something that's spectacular. Doesn't make him any less great. Kobe won 5 championships, and he was shooting air balls in Utah. Jason Kidd went on to become probably one of the best point guards we've ever seen. At least top 10 in my book. Steve Nash. Guys that have learned the game. Guys that have taken their time to develop. And again, in this social media age, we expect perfection when we don't expect it of ourselves. So people that are so hard on Lonzo Ball, I don't understand. And these are some Laker fans. I get the opposition. I get other fan bases. That's understandable. You hate Lonzo because he's a Laker. And you may hate him because, his daddy likes to be extravagant and flamboyant. I get it. I'm not really a fan of his dad either. But I'm definitely a fan of Lonzo Ball because I see the potential. And even if he takes a year, if he takes 2 years, guess what? We can adequately assess him probably in the next 2 to 3 years. Then if he doesn't turn out the way that we feel like he needs to turn out, okay, the jury's up. That's fine. Everything Magic Johnson has said, everything that Rob Pelinka has said, everything that LeVar Ball has said, we can shred it because it means absolutely nothing. We can shred everything that Magic Johnson has said. We can shred everything that Rob Pelinka has said. We can shred everything that LeVar Ball has said because it means nothing. It'll be at the bottom of a birdcage in the next day or two. So it's pointless. The comments that he made, though, and a lot of people got salty. I mean, some of y'all out there, your sodium levels were so high, it was ridiculous. And Lonzo made the comment, quote, "If you're not with us now, don't be with us later. We're going to figure it out." End quote. I didn't have a problem with the comment. The reason why? That's exactly what you're supposed to say. If you believe in something so much that other people can't see it. We tell that to each other all the time. Believe in yourself. All these motivational Mondays, we believe Wednesdays, whatever the hell you want to call it. We always say that all the time, but we always want to criticize people that we don't really care for when they say something the same thing that we've been regurgitating the entire time. I'm not mad at Lonzo for saying that, because you know what? Somebody else made the same type of comments early in their career, and look where they are now. And I'm talking about Steph Curry. When Golden State wasn't the Golden State juggernaut that we've known to come and love and despise at the same time, Steph Curry said that early in his career. So what's wrong with Lonzo saying it about the Lakers? We always talk about how much we want the Laker franchise to rise again. Well, guess what? He's putting something into action. He's putting his words into action. I don't have a problem with it. Oh, he should just be quiet and ball. No, you don't want that, because then you complain he doesn't talk enough. So he's damned if he does, damned if he doesn't. Get the hell off his back. Let that boy play ball the way he needs to play ball. Let him be able to embrace the moment the way he needs to embrace moments. Because you're going to want a point guard like him to have that leadership type of ability. We always talk about, well, where's the leadership? Where's the voice? Well, he's giving you a voice, and you're still not happy with it. So shut the hell up. Enjoy it. Be a part of this process. And when they do start winning championships or get in contention to winning championships, we're going to look back on this moment, and I'm going to wonder how many of y'all were really down for the cause. How many of y'all were really trying to get him out the paint before he started to really develop and turn on? Because we always talk about bandwagon fans. Even right now during the World Series, we talk about bandwagon Dodger fans. Well, guess what? Lonzo's saying don't be a bandwagon fan. If you're down with us, you're down with us. If you're not, move on. Kick rocks. So, more power to Lonzo Ball. I'm happy the man is a part of the Lakers franchise. I think he's going to do pretty well. He's going to continue to learn and develop. And yes, their offense is not that great. I mean, they rank 29th in offense right now. But they're a young team. Even Luke Walton said, you know what? We're a young team. We're trying to find our way. They're trying to find their identity. That's the main thing. Until they find their identity, they're going to continue to struggle as they search. But as I said before, it's a process. If they win 30 to 35 games, that's a drastic improvement. You should be happy. The Lakers are not going to be what the hallway neighbors are going to be. They're not going to make the playoffs. But even if they don't, it's not a failed season. It's a developing season, folks. That's what you have to do. Everybody doesn't start on the top and remain on the top. What did your man Drake says? Started from the bottom, now we here. 0 to 100 real quick. Okay, this is what we have right now. Enjoy it, develop, let it blossom. I'm so tired of hearing people and debating with people on Twitter about this, man. It's ridiculous. Get it together, Laker Nation. Get it together. I know a lot of fans, and I'm not talking about all the Laker fans, because a lot of y'all support the Lakers through and through. When they were great, when they were not so great, and where they are right now, there are a lot of Laker fans that support what the Lakers are doing, and props to you guys, right? But here's the thing, too. When I looked at Lonzo, and it was the other night when they played the Utah Jazz, and they got blown out by 15. I mean, they got blown. However, Lonzo, being the leader that he is, took it on the shoulder and took it on the chin and said, you know what? I'm going to take the L for the team. And even though I applaud Luke Walton for trying to protect his young guard. But you know what? The fact that Lonzo took responsibility and continues to take responsibility shows a lot of respect amongst the other players. And I'm going to tell you the other players that really, truly showed their respect to Lonzo, and that was Jordan Clarkson, Kyle Kuzma, and Brandon Ingram. Those guys said, you know what? We have a respect for Lonzo. And even Lonzo came out on Monday and said, you know what? That's just the way my dad coached me. We win as a team, we lose as a team. It's not about the individual, it's about the team. And with a guy with that type of mentality, you can't do nothing but win when he gets the personnel. Right now, the Lakers don't have the personnel. But when they do get the personnel, and he'll have a season or two under his belt, That's when you're going to see the real Lonzo Ball. And that's when he's going to become extremely dangerous. And like I said, if he continues to work on his shot, like if I'm Lonzo Ball, I go call Tim Grover. The same guy that worked with Michael Jordan, the same guy that worked with Kobe Bryant. I would, in the next offseason, I go call Tim Grover. And I would say, you know what? Let me work out with you for a few weeks in the summer. If you like LeBron so much, go work out with LeBron. And I'll take it a step further. If you're Lonzo Ball, you know what I would do? I would go down to Houston. And I know this is blasphemous for me to say right now because I know we're in the midst of the World Series in LA. But I would go to Houston and go see Hakeem Olajuwon and learn from him for about a week or two and develop a post move similar to what LeBron has done, similar to what Kobe has done, and so many others. I would learn the post move because now I got more in my arsenal to be that complete player that we all envision Lonzo being. So when I look at that, man, sky's the limit. Number 2, Lonzo Ball, very well with the right personnel, could be helping the Lakers win championships again. It takes time. It takes time. Fellas, you out there trying to talk to a chick, and you guys are out there trying to holler at her. Do you want to get married to her the next day? No, right? It's a process. You got to go take her out on the date. First, you got to get her number. Or maybe in these times, you got to get her Instagram. And you go slide in her DMs. Maybe that's how you do it now, right? And then you go get her number. You guys have a conversation or two. Take her out a few times. Then you have to get to the relationship stage. It's a process, right? So that's all I'm saying. Respect the process, baby. Respect the process. That's all it is, because we're going to look back in this in the next few years and be like, damn, why were we tripping? We're back in the NBA Finals. Why? And with all the money that the Lakers are going to have in the next year or two, they're going to have an opportunity to come at any and everybody that they need to fill those slots. And we got the greatest president of basketball operations in Magic Johnson. We can't lose. We cannot lose. But I'll tell you one person that did lose, Jordan Clarkson. Because remember, I told you guys that Lonzo Ball pretty much shut down Dave & Buster's for his party. He performed, but he shut down the entire Dave & Buster's out here in LA. So what happened was, he went out there and said, okay, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to shut it down. So then Lonzo's youngest brother, Melo, challenged Jordan Clarkson to a basketball shooting game contest. Guess who won that battle? Care to guess? I'll give you a second. Nope, not the person you think. Yep, Melo Ball. And got him for $200. Got Jordan Clarkson for $200. And even Jordan Clarkson had to admit, you know what? This little kid is good. So on Monday, Melo was actually watching Lakers practice from the top at the facility in El Segundo. So talk about a field trip. This is a potential NBA prospect at some point. Listen, we're not going to be done with the Ball brothers. You got one at UCLA, LiAngelo, Jello. And you have one in training going to possibly UCLA, or maybe at that time, maybe straight to the NBA. But there's only going to be one Ball that's going to be in purple and gold, and that's Lonzo. So get used to it. But the thing about Luke Walton's coaching, the one thing I respect about Luke Walton's coaching is the fact that Luke understands that he has a young team. He's not with the Golden State Warriors. He understands the nucleus. I mean, the oldest guy, as I said before, is Larry Nance Jr. And he's only 24. So you're coaching a bunch of kids. But the way he coaches, like I said, he's going to learn. Because I'm not sure if I would take out a bunch of starters in the third quarter to send a message. I don't know. I've never coached a day in my life. But it just seemed kind of odd that you would take out those guys in the third quarter. But hey, maybe Luke knows something that we don't. And I'm going to continue to watch. Because one thing about this podcast at Lakers Reign, we're always going to give it to you straight. We're going to give it to you raw. We're going to give it to you uncut. And if I see something, I'm going to say it. Make no mistake about it. But I'm also going to praise where it's due. I'm going to give credit where it's due. And right now, the Lakers are in transition. They're going to be fine. I'm not worried. They're going to be fine, and you shouldn't worry either. Some of y'all be on that lemon booty, man. Y'all act real tight when it comes to the Lakers. Real tight. Loosen up. Get your Geritol, whatever you got to do. 5-hour energy, whatever you got to do. Drink your body armor, whatever you got to do. Loosen up. It's going to be fun. Enjoy the ride, man. Enjoy the ride. That's all I'm going to say about that. It ain't going to be forever. And when we back, everybody wants to come back then. When you're doing well, everybody loves you. Like my man Mike Jones once said, when I'm back then, they didn't know me. Now I'm hot. They all on me. And that's what we're going to experience. Thank you so much for checking out Lakers Reign. We appreciate it. Thank you so much. Make sure you subscribe to us at iTunes and on SoundCloud at Lakers Reign Podcast. Make sure you check us out on Twitter at Lakers Reign Pod. Make sure you check us out on Instagram at Lakers Reign Podcast. All right? So make sure you make it a good one. Enjoy it. Lakers have a series of games this week. Very fiery and red-hot Detroit Pistons that are 5-2. Already beat the Clippers on last week. So they're trying to complete their SoCal sweep. So the Lakers have an opportunity to not make that happen. And let's hope they don't make it happen because, damn it, it's the Detroit Pistons. Who would have thought? But growing pains, baby. Growing pains. That's all I'm going to say about that. Thank you so much. Make sure you catch me on Instagram and Twitter at Nick Hamilton LA. Until next time, make it rain, purple and gold. I'm your host, Nick Hamilton, here on the Lakers Reign Podcast. Stay sharp. I'm out.
You've been listening to Lakers Reign. Thanks to the Los Angeles Lakers. Executive producer Pete Turner. Producer John Leon Guerrero. Musical director DJ Severe. And your host, Nick Hamilton. Intro track On the Ball by Bryce Vine. We'll see you next time on Lakers Reign.